Using art as a tool for transformation allows us to imagine and so create the best reality possible. And I'm today with someone that knows a lot about it, Jason Silva.
It's great to be here with you, Layla.
How do you use the art of words, the art of thought, the art of philosophy to create your own transformation?
For me, it's a way of repurposing anxiety. So I feel like many of us have this insatiable hunger, this fire in the belly, this existential agitation that comes from just the extraordinary amount of self-awareness that we have. You know, we sometimes look in envy at other animals in nature because they live in the present. They live in bliss. You know, they're eating, they're mating, but they're not like losing sleep over the meaning of life, the meaning of the universe, where are we going, where have we come from? And you know, like we are afflicted with this like heightened capacity for self-awareness, and it's our blessing, but it's also our curse because it haunts our dreams, because it gives us all kinds of fears about the meaning of it all. Fears related to death, fears related to loss, fears related to just the confounding mystery of all that is, you know? And the reason I use the word repurposing anxiety specifically is from an idea I came across in a book by Ernest Becker called The Denial of Death, where he talks about the various ways in which we respond to our finitude, at least as far as like the human form. One of the ways that we respond to our finitude, to our boundedness, is through religion, the religious impulse. Another way that we do it is through the romantic impulse to deify one another, to make each other gods and goddesses so we can transcend time and finitude and death. And then ultimately the third way that we do it is through creativity. So we're overwhelmed by the world. The world can shatter us with its intensity, but it's our response that ultimately determines our fate. And so what he says is that both the neurotic and the artist, they both bite off more than they can chew. They both take in the world and are overwhelmed by the world. But the neurotic is precisely the one who cannot create. And so he chokes on his introversions. All those cul-de-sacs and error messages, all those obsessive thinking, you know, the inner chatter literally chokes the neurotic. And psychosis is just neurosis pushed to its extreme. So if neurosis continues unabated, eventually it will shatter us. It will lead to depressive psychosis or anxiety, depression. The artist, again, similarly takes in the world, is similarly overwhelmed by the world, but he reworks it, he or she reworks it into an active work project. He takes that and he wrestles with it, he contends with the unknown, and he outputs it, he transmits it back, whether in song or ecstatic dance or ballet or words or cinema or writing. And in that response, it's kind of exorcism. It gets rid of our demons, you know. Reason that when we see beautiful art, it jolts us into submission. You know, the reason we can stare at a Renaissance painting for hours, even if we don't know all about art history. Great art is a glimpse of the unknown brought into the surface, brought into the light, brought into partially articulated form, and we recognize that implicitly. And so for me, art heals, and my art happens to be these short videos, these ecstatic narrations, this freestyle verbalization, or what Terence McKenna calls empowered vocalization and enraptured articulation. It comes through you but not from you, though it is with you, it belongs not to you. But in that act of languaging, I contend with the unknown, with those demons. I slay the dragon. I realize that the cave you fear holds the treasure you seek, so to speak. And in the act of bringing it into the light, I heal my own wounds and my own fractures. And then I actually have something to share and something to show. So not only is the transformation a temporary solution to my existential conundrums, but then I have something to share. And it's a constant thing. Art as a tool for transformation is a never-ending process. Having the experience, you know, having the thoughts and responses and reflections to the things that happen to me, and then trying to make sense of those things through art and through words.